While some people are fleeing the Big Apple, big tech is moving in. Google has a major office here, and both Facebook and Amazon have plans to open up offices in the coming years. Oxford Property Group CEO Adam Mahfouda joins us with more on this. And I find this fascinating that so many companies are bailing on New York and Connecticut, New Jersey because of the taxes. And here comes technology. Why?
Yeah, there's been a large number of leases that have actually been signed by some of the major companies. Facebook just took out 1.5 million square feet in Hudson Yards. Google, as you know, is also taking out 1.7 million square feet in Hudson Square. And I think in order to be competitive in terms of getting young people jobs at these companies, they're not just selling a job, they're really selling a lifestyle. And so young people want to be in New York, they want to be in a really great environment. And it's not just that they're sort of taking out large leases in Midtown Manhattan. They're finding these really cool, trendy locations that allow for their brand to really show who they are by that location.
So it's to get the young talent, and they're avoiding Midtown, which I find interesting. But I'm also wondering if the developers are giving them deals. Because once you get them in the door and they build out the office space, it's a little difficult to have them move somewhere else.
Totally.
Right?
The initial tenant improvement budgets that a lot of these companies are being given are very large, so they're giving a lot of upfront money to really decorate their offices, make it really, really nice, collaborative place to work. And if you've been in some of these offices, they're absolutely beautiful, and they really attract young people as well.
Well, also, you know, Hudson Yards, which we've done a few stories on now on the network. I mean, you can see that it's brand new and it's hip, so it wouldn't take that much time and effort for Google or Amazon or Facebook to actually renovate the offices. I guess more Facebook and Amazon.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, there's been a lot of new companies moving in there. There's a lot of tourists visiting the area. There's new malls. There's new restaurants. So it's a really attractive, hip area to work now, too.
Okay, let's talk about another story that I find fascinating. It's what we're seeing in these smaller towns or even in bigger towns is homeowners are looking to expand or maybe build a second bedroom or a guest house, and cities are coming in and saying they've got to revitalize the land. We found that in Richmond, Virginia, for instance. A woman was of $60,000 if you want to add on to your own house.
Right.
Are cities that desperate they're going after homeowners now in these towns?
Yeah, I think the same thing actually happens in New York. You don't necessarily realize it if you're a condo or a co-op owner unless you're on the board. And if you've been on a board, you kind of know what it's like dealing with different city agencies. You're not dealing with New York City only. There's the Department of Buildings, there's landmarks in certain cases, the Department of Sanitation, and complying with all these different city agencies can be a lot of work.
Well, look, at Pagedale, Missouri, mismatched curtains and barbecues, they're getting dinged. They're getting fined by the city. Indiana, chipped paint, torn screens, fallen trees. I mean, higher grass. These towns are actually taxing and hitting these people with fines. That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, we work with some developers in New York City, and when you're building new buildings, you're actually required to plant trees, which is great. You know, nobody doesn't like trees, but the cost of planting a tree could be upwards of $2,000 in New York. So the cost for these is really
they're desperate.
Getting out of control. Yeah,
they're desperate. Adam Mahfouda, thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Lauren.
Speaking of desperate.